Silence. After U.S. forces captured Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro, Beijing is issuing an ultimatum to Washington, and the stakes extend far beyond diplomacy. The Chinese Foreign Ministry has condemned the U.S. operation as a clear violation of international law and issued 4 explicit demands to the Trump administration. But behind China's diplomatic protest lies a far bigger concern. More than $100 billion in investments, loans, oil deals, and strategic influence that Beijing has spent 2 decades building in Venezuela. Is China the biggest geopolitical loser in the US-Venezuela showdown? What happens to Beijing's massive investments in Caracas? What about the loans, the energy projects, the strategic foothold China cultivated in Latin America? Venezuela is no longer just a regional crisis. It has triggered a global power confrontation, and China is sounding the alarm. The Chinese Foreign Ministry has issued 4 explicit demands to Washington. First, guarantee the personal safety of President Maduro and his wife, Cilia Flores. Second, immediately release President Maduro and his wife. Third, stop efforts to overthrow Venezuela's government. Fourth, resolve disputes through dialogue and negotiation. These are not suggestions. Beijing framed them as demands, a rare level of directness from Chinese diplomacy. The Foreign Ministry called the U.S. strike a clear violation of international law and the basic norms of international relations, as well as the purposes and principles of the United Nations Charter. Beijing described the development as deeply troubling. China says it is deeply shocked by Maduro's capture. In a sharply worded statement, the Chinese Foreign Ministry condemned the U.S. military strike on Venezuela and the capture of its president. The actions of the United States clearly violate international law and the basic norms of international relations, the ministry stated.